Okay, we're gonna try this one more time. I'm reviewing the movies Hellboy 2 and the Japanese film Goemon. The movie Hellboy 2, directed by Guillermo del Toro. Visually stunning movie. Creatures are awesome, which Guillermo del Toro is known for. If you've ever seen Pan's Labyrinth, you know what I'm talking about. Did an awesome job with that movie. In terms of plot, obviously, with a comic book turned movie, you're not going to be getting Shakespeare. It's great entertainment, great action flick. If you've seen the first movie, you kind of know where this one picks up. It continues along the plot lines of they fight evil and the love plot line between Liz and Hellboy. Great way to kill some time, kept my attention, and with my ADD, sometimes that's hard to do. But, like I said, visually, stunning. I love the creatures and the concepts that Guillermo del Toro comes up with. He never seems to disappoint, and I wish that I had his creativity. I really do. I am envious of that man. If you've seen any of his work, you know what I'm talking about. If not, then I highly recommend you go see at least the Hellboy movies. I think he directed the first one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he did. So watch those at least if you don't want to watch Pan's Labyrinth, which is a Spanish film, to watch it in subtitles, unless you're fluent in Spanish. But I think he is a creative genius, and I look forward to seeing what he does with The Hobbit. If you don't know, he is slated to direct the 2-movie installment of The Hobbit. My only complaint with Hellboy 2 was that David Hyde Pierce did not reprise his role as Abe Sapien. I have always been a fan of his. I've always liked him. I always thought he was kind of perfect for the role. His mannerisms and his voice just seemed to kind of suit. I don't know. But like I said, I've always been a fan. I've watched him for many years on the TV sitcom Frasier. I know, old fuddy-duddy comedy. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I always enjoy it. So that was my only real complaint with this film. Other than that, 2 thumbs up. I'd give more if I had them. It's great action flick, great way to kill some time. Obviously, can't expect, Shakespeare, but it's entertaining. So that's why you go to the movies, right? Now, as for the Japanese film Goemon, it is similar to a Japanese version of Robin Hood. In terms of the actual film itself, it's fucking awesome. It really is. Dynamic camera work in some instances. It's somewhat reminiscent of Quentin Tarantino, only not as weird, because personally, Sin City was a little weird. Anyways, so plotline is amazing in this movie. It has a lot of twists and turns that you don't really expect, and not to mention, it has, ninjas. What's not to like, right? Now I don't know if they're actual ninjas. They're actually called shinobi in the movie. I have never actually come across this word before, so I'm not sure if it is synonymous with ninja, or if they're something different, but they look like ninjas and they act like ninjas. So I'm gonna call them ninjas. I know, Katie, that's not being respectful of other cultures, but that's what they look like. So, if you're into fighting flicks, awesome movie. Not quite as gruesome as Battle Royale, which will be a review for another video because I don't want to drag on too long. But there are some nuances in the film that are more modern that you would not see back in feudal shogunate times in Japan. For instance, in the very beginning, when the main character Goemon does his Robin Hood thing and goes to rob a very rich shogun, I believe he's a shogun. Either way, he has a ton of money. He comes to the vault where all of the money is kept, and the lock on the vault is very sophisticated. And I get that Japan is pretty sophisticated, they've always been pretty advanced, but if we're talking feudal Japan in the time of like samurai and what have you, this lock is pretty much the equivalent of like 1940s American technology. Pretty advanced stuff. So little things like that make you go, I know they didn't have that back then. But other than that, very entertaining film. And for the females out there who are curious, most of the men in this film are very attractive. And for those of you guys who like Asian chicks, there's some hot Asian chicks in there too. Fortunately, no nudity. I know, you were expecting it. Shame on you. But, anyways, very entertaining, and I highly recommend it. I did not get to see the end of it. Very disappointing. It apparently was not part of the link that I clicked. If anybody happens to find the end of this movie, let me know. Other than that, I highly recommend these, and I recommend that you at least go watch Hellboy 2. If you don't want to read subtitles while watching Goemon, at least watch Hellboy 2. But I still recommend Goemon. It's fucking awesome. Anyways, I will see y'all later with more movie reviews and who knows what else. Anyways, check y'all later. Hope you enjoyed the background music.